Hey guys, it's Caitlin and welcome to another video. This video I'm actually really excited about. I am going to be recreating everything that I ate in a day back in high school, but make it vegan and sort of take you guys through the day, show my reactions to it, and I also have some pretty funny high school memorabilia that I'm going to share with you. But before I get started, I want to say that this video is 100% inspired by Sarah's Vegan Kitchen. She filmed a similar video like this showing what she ate in a day in high school a few weeks ago, so I will have it linked below. You guys should check it out. She came up with the idea first, but it looked really fun and food is kind of nostalgic for me, so I thought it would be really interesting to try to recreate that. And even just thinking back to figure out what I ate was actually a really fun. I got to text my mom and ask my friends, and yeah, it was interesting. I really wasn't into food blogging or food photography at the time, so I just kind of ate intuitively like most people in at least early high school do, which you will see today, but we'll talk more about that later. Right now, I am gonna get dressed for the day. So if you didn't know, I actually went to an all-girls private Catholic high school, and we had to wear a uniform every single day. We had two uniforms. We had a summer uniform and a winter uniform. And recently, my mom wanted me to get all of my old stuff out of her house back in Maryland, which is where I grew up. So she sent me a bunch of stuff, and I'm a pack rat, and I saved my high school uniform. So I actually have it with me, so we're gonna put this on and, you know, go all gung-ho with this. So like I said, we had two uniforms. I have both the summer and winter uniform, but honestly, the summer uniform was way more comfortable, so I'm gonna be wearing that today. They were essentially the same, but the shirts were different. So I have my polo with that like tighter waistband so you can, you know, look like your shirt's tucked in, but it's not actually. And I would always roll my sleeves in high school because I didn't like long sleeves. And I thought that it looked so much cuter when my sleeves were a little bit higher. Did anyone else do that? I mean, I kind of went to grade school, high school during like that preppy phase, so I feel like a lot of people roll their sleeves in general. So I have my polo on, and the winter uniform, just so you know, and since I have it, was this button down. But yeah, as you can see, a lot less comfortable looking. So then now we have my skirt, which you would wear year round, and let's see. I'm 25 now, so there's no way this is going to fit. I usually wear like shorts or spandex under my skirt. I actually tried this one yesterday, so I already know that it doesn't fit. Like, so this button is supposed to go to this button. That is definitely not going to happen today, which is fine because, you know, I'm a woman now. I have curves. I'm not a high school little baby anymore. So I'm just gonna button it here on the far button and it'll still be fine. Actually, this second button, I think, if I do it right, it'll look lumpy up here, but I think I can actually secure this down here. All right, I got my skirt on. It's obviously not on right, but you know, it's good enough for this video. Wow, the thing that I think is so funny is that these skirts, or like this style, is like kind of stylish now at some stores. And I feel like anyone who actually went to private school would never willingly wear one of those skirts again after having to wear it every single day for 4 years. So this is my summer uniform. We would wear this with socks, and freshmen through juniors, we all had this like navy pullover, but I don't have that anymore. But when you were a senior, you got to wear your senior sweater, which is this white sweater. I have some kind of stain on it there. I don't know. But I would get to wear my senior sweater year round. In the winter, we had these like blazers, like suit blazers. But when you were a senior, you didn't have to wear that, and it was like the best thing ever. Oh, and actually, I even have my high school ring. So you would get it your junior year. I actually still wear this because I think it's really cute. You would get it your junior year of high school. It's this really big ceremony, a really big deal. So all the seniors would wear this too. And we actually had to wear name tags and miraculous medals too. I don't have my miraculous medal. It was this like really big thing. And I do have a name tag, but it's broken. So I'm not gonna be wearing that today, but I will be wearing this for fun. Feels really weird to be back in this. So another great thing about an all-girls high school is that there are no boys to impress, so no one feels inclined to look presentable in any way. Like, you would go in with really dirty hair, Most people didn't wear makeup. A lot of people didn't shave their legs. I mean, you can do whatever you want with your legs. I don't really care either way. But I really didn't wear makeup in high school. I'm going to quickly do my hair and makeup today because I actually need to film an intro for another video that's not related to this. But I'm just going to do that, and then I'll see you guys downstairs in the kitchen for breakfast. Okay, so honestly, in high school, I got very, very little sleep because I took really, really challenging classes and I pushed myself to do really well in school. So some days I went to bed at like 2 or 3 in the morning. I would wake up at 6 a.m. and I would need to leave my house by 7:10. Well, my mom would come in the room and wake me up at 6 a.m. and sometimes I wouldn't get out of bed till like 6:30 or 6:40. The good thing with a uniform, you don't have to think about what you want to wear. But I never sat down and ate breakfast at home. I usually ate it on the car ride to school. I would just like put it on a paper towel and take it with me to go. But I do remember that my all-time favorite breakfast was a toasted everything bagel with cream cheese and a glass of orange juice. And I'm really excited to eat this right now. I haven't had this meal in forever. I found these gluten-free bagels at a grocery store here in Portland. I do try to eat mostly gluten-free now. I didn't then. I just toasted it. I didn't like my bagels too crispy. Like honestly, barely toasted. I just wanted the bagel to be warm and just slightly golden. I got my vegan cream cheese in here. But first, I'm going to pour myself a nice tall glass of orange juice. We didn't get the fancy fresh squeezed stuff or anything. We usually just got like Tropicana, like that pasteurized orange juice, which I do like the taste, but fresh squeeze is definitely better. And I hated pulp, so I never drank orange juice with pulp. I hated pulp. But Tropicana, for some reason, is not vegan. Can you, like, how stupid is this, guys? They put like fish oil in the orange juice. First of all, that sounds disgusting. But this one is just made from pure oranges. It is pasteurized, so it should taste basically the same. So I got my glass of OJ. Wow, this already smells so nostalgic. Oh my God, I'm like so happy right now because I love food so much. I did already have a cup of coffee and I wouldn't drink that in high school. No one in my family really drank coffee, but I would drink caffeinated tea. So I'm just gonna double up today. So usually I would drink a chai tea, like a black chai tea bag. I don't have that at home, but I do have like a loose leaf herbal tea blend. So I made myself a cup of chai tea. I would usually put it in a to-go container and like I said, take it with me to school, but I'm not going anywhere today. So I'm just gonna pour it into this mug and that way I can drink it faster. And I never really added sugar to my tea in high school, but I did usually like cut it with a little bit of almond milk or whatever. Oh, I guess I didn't tell you guys, but I was vegetarian in high school. I was raised vegetarian. I did drink almond milk in high school. I actually always drank soy milk or almond milk. I never had dairy milk. I just didn't like it as a kid, even though I was vegetarian. So now we're gonna assemble our bagel. I always loved condiments. I was not a picky eater at all, and I liked a lot of condiments. I still don't get it to this day when people make like cream cheese on toast and it looks like thinly spread butter. Like even when I put butter on my bread, I put enough so when some melted, there was still a thick opaque layer of butter and or cream cheese on top of the bagel. So we gotta lay it on thick today. I'm gonna do like a seriously thick layer of cream cheese. Like, yeah. I need more for this one. I loved cream cheese. I seriously could have probably ate it like most days of the week. It looks pretty good. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Then you gotta wash it down with some orange juice or chai tea. I'm gonna finish my delicious breakfast and my beverages, and I will see you guys at break time for a snack. So my school schedule was a little bit different than the standard, I don't know, like 5 to 6 classes a day. We only had 4 classes a day, but we had each class for, I think, 90 minutes. And we had one class that we had every day but it was for an hour. But in between our first class and our second class, we would have a 15-minute morning break. And our cafeteria sold food, but I never really bought it. But everyone would sort of meet down in the cafeteria or go to their next class and have their snack. But I always went down with my friends, and I almost always had a container of mandarin oranges. I would get the ones sweetened with fruit juice, not with, I don't know what else, it's like high fructose corn syrup or whatever. I loved these so much. I haven't had one again in forever, and I had a very specific technique about using them because I didn't like to eat them with a spoon. I like to eat them plain. So what I would do is I would take the container and crack it open just a bit like this so you could just barely get the juice out. Then I would fold it back and I would drink the juice first. Then I would peel the container back and use my hands or just like spoon them in my mouth. and just pick the orange segments out and eat them. Dang, this is very nostalgic for me. So yeah, that was my morning snack. It was pretty simple. Then I went back to class, and then after I had one more class, I would have my lunch. Honestly, I can't really remember what I ate for lunch in high school. I would pack like a few snacks, and I would just pack the leftovers that my family ate for dinner the night before, because my school did have a microwave, so I would just race down to the cafeteria so I could be the first person to use the microwave and then heat up my food and eat it for lunch. I never really purchased a ton of hot lunch as a kid. Growing up, my parents let us get it once a week. So in grade school, that was usually pizza. But in high school, I was also allowed to get it once a week. And guys, I guess I was just vegan. Even though I wasn't vegan, I was vegetarian. But I would get a salad. And I know this sounds really lame. They'd always have pizza on Fridays. But I wasn't really a fan of the pizza that they served. They didn't make that. But they did make these Greek salads. And my friends and I would have Greek salad Fridays. I'm not even kidding. We had a name for it. So I made myself a vegan Greek salad. Basically, the salad was really simple. Like, they didn't even chop anything. They just put whole tomatoes on it. It's literally just romaine lettuce, Kalamata olives. I'm pretty sure there were pepperoni peppers on them. I'm like 95% sure. And feta cheese. And then they had these like plastic bottles of some like oily herby dressing. I don't know exactly what it is, but it was really good. So that's what I made today. And then I just searched for a Greek salad dressing online, and I made the first one. It's like olive oil, red wine vinegar, and herbs. And then I actually made my own vegan feta cheese. The recipe is on my friend Erin Ireland's blog. It's actually really simple. It's just blending some tofu with coconut oil, onion powder, lemon juice, apple cider vinegar. I think I'll link it below, and salt. But basically use refined coconut oil so it doesn't have a coconutty taste. But the coconut oil solidifies in the fridge with the tofu. So it's solidified now. I haven't like stirred it or anything with a spoon. But when you drag your fork through it, it gets this like cheesy, like you can crumble it with your fingers, like feta texture, which is perfect for a Greek salad. So I'm going to put some cheese on my salad. I didn't really like eating inside too much. Like my friends and I, we had our like little table that we would always sit at or whatever. But whenever it was nice, we were actually allowed to sit outside. We had this little like kind of courtyard-ish area at my school. So whenever it was nice, we would always sit outside. So I am going to finish assembling my salad, drizzle some dressing on top, and then I'm gonna eat my lunch outside. I was looking through some more of my things that my mom sent me, and I found some high school memorabilia that I thought you might enjoy. I found 2 of my IDs. I'm not sure where the other 2 went. This one's from 2010, 2011. I think I was a junior in high school then. This is my junior year. And then this one is 2011 to 2012. So I think this is my senior year. My hair was super short. My friends actually called me a mop head. I also found my name tag, but it's broken, so I can't really wear it. That's why I didn't wear it today. And I found my high school diploma. Wow, look at that. Actually, our high school graduation was funny. I went to like an old school, it used to be a boarding school, and we wore these like really long white dresses and carried bouquets of flowers, kind of like we were all getting married. I'll insert a picture here for your viewing pleasure. And then I also have, I don't even remember getting yearbooks, but I got all 4 of my high school yearbooks. Let me see if I can find my senior photo in here. It's pretty similar to my ID, except my hair is like, I think a little less crazy. There's me and a bunch of other people whose identities I'm not exposing. Maybe I'll block their names off. In high school, it's actually funny. I was obsessed with Harry Potter, but my friends called me Hermione too because I was like a super type A, high-strung individual who was obsessed with following the rules. I'm definitely way different now. I'm a little more relaxed. Actually, I'm a lot more relaxed. But in high school, I was just really concerned with like doing well, and I wanted to do really well. So I tried really hard to get good grades. And I mean, I still try really hard in what I do now, but I just remember high school, like, high school's rough for everyone. I think some people more than others. I didn't have too many friends in high school, but I wanted to have more friends in high school because I didn't really have very many friends in grade school. But I ended up having a really good group of 3 really good friends in high school. And honestly, in retrospect, I wouldn't have traded that for like being more popular. Going to an all-girls high school is definitely different, but honestly, I'm really grateful for my education. Like, I know when I went to college, my writing skills were so much better. And that's not like, you can still get a good education at public school or whatever. I'm just saying I'm really grateful for the high school I went to. And even though it's not a standard thing, and some people might regret having like a conservative Catholic education or whatever, depending on your viewpoints, I guess, I'm really think I got an excellent education there, and it helped me so much in college and graduate school, just in terms of time management and learning how to take on tasks and just learning to, I think for myself too. I think my school's really good at teaching me that. Towards the end of high school, it was a little more tough for me. I definitely struggled with some disordered eating tendencies, and some self-love issues, and I was just, feeling kind of like that stereotypical mopey high school kid. But that kind of went away in college when I like got more freedom. But I definitely wasn't my best version of myself, but I don't know if anyone is, and I really am glad that I didn't peak in high school. But it's interesting now because food is such a central part of my life, and like I'm always thinking about what recipe I'm gonna make next, or what should I make for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. But it is interesting how like in high school, you do really eat intuitively. Like, I didn't really know anything about veganism or like watching my macros or figuring out how much carbs and protein I was eating in a meal. And I know some kids do now know about that in high school, but definitely was not on my mind. And I was not trying to be keto. I was not trying to be high carb, low fat. Like, all of these things that society feeds us. And I wonder if it affects the youth now more than it did like when we were growing up. It's crazy how much that influences your food choices, because, I mean, looking back on it now, I'd be like, wow, that was like a lot of carbs for breakfast. Like, I'm going to feel really heavy after that. And I did. I was full for a very long time. But in high school, I didn't really think anything of it. And I probably needed the energy to, study in class and stuff. So I finished my workout, and it is now time for dinner. My family, like me, are creatures of habit. Part of that was because both of my brothers were very, very picky, and they did not like a lot of food, so we pretty much ate the same thing every week. And also, my parents didn't really like cook meals a lot, like complete meals. I feel like it's more component meals, so we'd have one frozen vegetable, another frozen vegetable, and like a mock meat substitute. We always had leftovers on Wednesdays, had burgers and fries on Thursdays, and had pasta on Fridays. I didn't really feel like having pasta tonight, so we're gonna pretend it's Thursday, and we're gonna have burgers and fries. So I was like a very not picky kid, unlike my brother. So my mom let me have some special things every once in a while. And I wasn't the biggest fan of veggie burgers, so she let me have like a freezer meal instead. So I would always have the Amy's brand. They have a ton of different like pot pie flavors, or at least they used to. They have like a chicken pot pie. I had this tamale pot pie. Let me know in the comments below if you've had it. It was like diced vegetables, and then instead of like a pot pie, it was a tamale like polenta thing on top. But I swear, I looked online, I looked in like the store locator for Amy's. It's not even listed on the website anymore. So I think they got rid of it, which is like kind of personally annoying to me, because even though I never planned on eating it again in my life, it was just so delicious. And like, I kind of loved how the microwave made the edges of the polenta chewy. But, so I had to find an appropriate substitute. I found this freezer meal. It's a tamale with roasted vegetables. So I feel like it's like the pot pie, except a little deconstructed. I'm not sure if there were beans in the actual pot pie. But it's basically a tamale filled with some zucchini, tomatoes, corn, and black beans. And as you can imagine, it doesn't look as great out of the microwave dish as it does on the box. And then I'm also having some steamed broccoli on the side, because we would always have burgers, fries, and broccoli together as a family. So I would still have the broccoli with my family because I liked my vegetables. And we'd always have frozen broccoli. I always topped my broccoli with rice vinegar. I don't think that's normal at all, but that's what I did. My family had this like seasoned rice vinegar, and I wasn't really sure how to even find that. I didn't know what to search for, but I'm pretty sure there was just like Italian herbs in the actual rice vinegar. So I'm just gonna top my broccoli with rice vinegar, then sprinkle some Italian seasonings on top. I'm gonna sprinkle, it wasn't too herby, so I'm just gonna sprinkle a little, and that's probably good. First, let's try the tamale. I hope it's cooked in the center. It's still kind of cold. I'll just eat the edge and then heat it more later. It's very similar to what I remember the tamale pie tasting like. Obviously homemade tamale and black beans would be better, but these beans are pretty well spiced. And tamale's not terrible. Not the best thing I've ever put in my mouth, but it's certainly not the worst. It's actually pretty satisfying. Tamale pie is better. Let's get a nice soggy piece of vinegary broccoli. Yeah, I think it was Italian seasoning, because it tastes very similar. I mean, it's fine. So it is now time for dessert. And I honestly can't really remember what I ate on like a normal weeknight in high school, but I'm only doing this once, so I figured I just might as well go all out. One of my favorite things to do was to get frozen yogurt with my friends who would go to like those self-serve frozen yogurt places. There were a bunch near us, and you know, where you pick your flavor and you fill up the frozen yogurt. That's kind of hard to find vegan, but actually in Portland we do have a frozen yogurt place called Ebb and Bean, and they have dairy and non-dairy options. And I was in Portland yesterday, so I went and I got myself some and I just stuck it in my freezer because it's like a 35-minute drive and I didn't really feel like driving an hour and 10 minutes after I'd already eaten my dinner just to get some frozen yogurt. I really loved yogurt in high school, so I would go with the tart flavor. And then I would put toppings on it. I could remember that I added cookie dough. So I added vegan cookie dough at the store, but they didn't really have a lot of traditional frozen yogurt toppings. I know I always added mochi to it, but they didn't have mochi. My friend Remy gave me some microwave mochi. And at first I tried to microwave it on a paper towel and that turned into a hot, disgusting mess. But then I microwaved it in a bowl and they kind of puffed up. Just kind of look like really lumpy and gross and not fluffy like mochi, but I'm still gonna break them up and, oh man, they're really tough. And put them on my frozen yogurt. Cause I did like the chewy and like soft contrast of the ice cream. Pretty sure I always added coconut. I think I added almonds, like flaked almonds. Wow, so healthy. But I don't have any of those actually, I just ran out. So I'm just gonna add some coconut. I didn't add too much fruit because I was cheap and I thought fruit was heavy and I could just eat fruit at home. But I did add some berries every once in a while and have some blueberries left in my fridge. So I'm just gonna put those on top too. So this is my decked out bowl. Let me get the camera and I'll show you guys a close up. We have our frozen yogurt, which I actually didn't tell you yet. It's like a Madagascar, no it's not. It was like a roasted vanilla macadamia, I think. It was like the closest thing to vanilla that they had for the non-dairy option. And then I got some chunks of vegan cookie dough. There are more underneath, but I covered it with other stuff. This is the mochi. Oh, just stuck to my finger, geez. I let this sit for like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. It's actually a pretty yogurty consistency. Ebb and Bean is like my favorite dessert place to go to in Portland. So I'm happy that I get to eat it today. The tart that I would get in high school is like definitely less sweet than this, but this is still really good. The cookie dough is really good. I think this is everything that I'm going to eat in a day. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to do more of these. My eating habits have definitely changed a lot. Like now I don't think I would eat the same things that I ate in high school, obviously, today. But I think it would be fun to do like what I ate in a day in elementary school too. I talked to Dylan, my boyfriend, and I thought it might be fun to do what he ate in a day in high school because that would be a little bit different. But let me know in the comments below what you would want to see, / if you want to see anything at all. But I hope you enjoyed this video and the embarrassing high school pictures of me and my high school uniform. And yup, I think that's pretty much it. So have an awesome rest of your day, whatever time of day it is for you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'm gonna go eat my frozen yogurt now, so bye.